Welcome back to the Champagne Empress Podcast, your sanctuary for feminine power, magnetic attraction, and living a life of deep love, luxury, and devotion. If you're new here, you're about to enter a world where women don't just talk about their desires, they embody them. And today, we're setting the tone for what's next because this next phase is all about love. But not just any love. This is about you choosing you, loving yourself like a goddess, holding yourself to self-love standard that makes you impossible to ignore. And today we're talking about the self-love standard. What it truly means to hold yourself to a standard so high that you become impossible to ignore. This isn't about surface level self care, it's about self worship, devotion, and radical self commitment. So, let's get into it because this is a season where we enter deeper into the intimacy of self, into loving who we are no matter what, deeper into the love that we can offer other people. Whether you are single, married, or whatever it is you want to call it, I want you to understand you are the priority in order to pour into everybody else with love. So let's talk about why self love is the foundation for everything. I want you to understand something. The way you love yourself is the way the world will love you. And I know sometimes it could be an unconscious decision because you may be like, well, I feel like I love myself so much and etc. And I don't feel it represented in the outer world. And that's where we go deeper into what is stopping us for pure self-love. And if you don't fully choose yourself, you will always attract love that reflects your doubts. You will find yourself in situations where people hesitate to commit, where you have to chase for attention, where you settle for breadcrumbs, rather it is in a relationship or a marriage. The way it looks like in a marriage, it's feeling like you are alone in it while having someone around the house, but not connecting. And you know what the painful truth is? You are teaching them how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. There's a point in marriage, especially after you become a mom, you say to yourself, now my priority is my child. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I was saying, your child will always be your priority. This is an unspoken thing. You don't have to tell me my kid is a priority. No, you don't have to convince me because my child will always be. However, there's no effort in making your child a priority. Your relationships start with your spouse, with your partner. So you have to make the extra effort to make that relationship a priority first. Some people don't want to hear it. No, my child is always going to be a priority. We get that. We don't have to fight for this. But understand that your husband, the reason you have your child to prioritize, it is because you prioritized your relationship with your husband. And when you prioritize that, your child gets to see what true love stems from. They get to build marriage when they grow up just like yours because they understood how their parents prioritize themselves. I want you to prioritize yourself in any relationship that you're in. The question I want you to ask today is, what standard are you holding yourself to? Yes, Are you treating yourself like a goddess? Are you holding yourself with the kind of love, reverence, and devotion that you desire from others? Because if you're not, it's time to change the standard. Believe me, I've been there. After I had my son, I didn't understand what it felt like to be a woman anymore. I was lost in the title of mommy. I didn't know how to show up as the goddess. I was not holding myself with the kind of love and devotion that I desired from my partner. I got lost in all of it because I was showing up as mommy and as a partner who wanted to please. But let me tell you what happened when I held myself with the kind of love and devotion that I desired from others. There was never a question anymore of what I deserved or how I needed to be treated because I knew how to treat myself like a goddess. So if you haven't, this is your time. I want to tap into the 3 self-love standards every woman needs. Not only need, but you need to embody. If you want to radiate a magnetic, high value energy that commands respect, love, and devotion, you need to learn how to embody the 3 self love standards. And the first one is self love in your body. So we see self love sometimes. We're like, I'm taking a bubble bath, having a massage. That's all great. Self care is not self love all the time. Yes, we do self care so we could nourish self love. But just because you go out and have a massage doesn't mean you love yourself. If you love yourself and you feel like you desire a massage, that self care becomes a form of self love. So, how do you give your body love? Your body is how you nourish, move, and carry yourself. A woman who loves herself doesn't wait until she's in a relationship to dress well. Have you ever had those moments where you're like, oh, I'm going to wear this dress when my future husband is taking me on this date? Oh, I'm doing this couples massage when my husband gets here. Well, I want to tell you something. The woman who loves herself does not wait. She doesn't wait for a special occasion to take care of herself. She doesn't wait for date night to look good, to smell good. She moves like a goddess every day. And what does that mean? Because yes, we understand, oh my gosh, I don't want to wear makeup every day and get dressed every day. Remember, true embodiment is not about what you wear. It's how you're being and how you feel. So, wearing clothes that make you feel confident and luxurious is a way to give self love to your body. Feeding your body with foods that make you feel energized and radiant is a form of self love in your body. Moving your body in ways that feels pleasurable, not just as a punishment or routine. Because sometimes they're like, oh, I have to do this. No, we don't have to do anything. I move my body because I truly feel the desire to do so. I love dancing, so I dance in the way my body wants to move. Some people are like, oh my gosh, it's not classy to wind your waist this way. Well, guess what? My waist is mine and it's moving the way it wants to because it feels good. So I want you to give self-love to your body. Your body's not going to want to move the way my body wants to move. So allow yourself to tap into your deep ancestral energy. Your ancestral power is here to guide you into how your body wants to be loved. So disregard all the things you hear from everybody else and tap into your body and ask it, what do you want? How can I be here for you every single day? How can I love you more? Because how you move in your body tells the world how you expect to be treated. So, the second thing I want to say about one of the self love standards that every woman needs to embody is self love and your boundaries. Oh my God, yes. Because a woman who deeply loves herself protects her energy. I've seen so many women give away so much of their energy that they have nothing left to give. And then they become so angry, the love disappears. So I want you to tap into that center of yourself, self love and your boundaries. Because when you're protecting your energy, you do not give unlimited access to people who drain you. I have cut off friendships because of that. Because I stand in my boundaries that I couldn't give people access to me when I felt drained. And I always say this, boundaries is not to protect your heart. It is to protect your energy. Because when we have boundaries to protect our heart, it comes from a place of, I'm putting this wall up because I don't want to get hurt. This is not why we have boundaries. Because a true feminine essence woman understand that in life you're going to experience all the feelings, the feeling of hurt, the feeling of joy, and you're allowed to let it all pass through because that's where the beauty comes into play. When it comes to the self-love and your boundaries, you don't shrink yourself to be more likable. You do not entertain half-hearted energy from men, friendships, or work environment. You no longer accept the bare minimum. So I want you to ask yourselves, where am I allowing things that do not serve me? Where am I saying yes when I really mean no? Because even in our businesses, we have to make sure we have self-love and our boundaries. Having two businesses is hard because I love my couple and I want to be able to answer when they send me a message. I want to be able to show up, but that also means I am spreading my energy everywhere through. I'm giving access to my energy all the time. This is why we have office hours. This is why we have quiet time. I have quiet time with my kid because he also understands that my energy is limited and he needs to protect his own energy by taking advantage to his time. So I want you to see where you're giving your energy freely. Because when you truly love yourself, you become unavailable for anything misaligned, which means if it's midnight, someone sends you a message, no, you're unavailable for a response right now because it's not aligned. You wait. Allow yourself to revel in your midnight bliss, in your dream, in your pleasure. So when you wake up and fully answer, it is an answer from love, not resentment. Because we want to show up all the time in love. The energy that we give should come from love. So when we stand in the self-love in our boundaries, we do things in love. The third thing I want to say is part of the self-love standard that you should embody as a woman is self-love in your energy. So the most magnetic women in the world aren't the ones chasing, proving, or over-explaining. They are the ones who are at peace with themselves. This is an example of how it looks like. Okay? You speak with yourself with love and grace. You're not over explaining or over apologizing for your needs. For example, in your relationship, let's just say your partner wanted something and you sense so much in your boundaries and you said no. They're wondering why? Why no? We don't want to over explain of, well, because I had to. No, no is a no. The same way, I'm sure if you said yes, honey, they would be ecstatic. But because you're saying no, you feel like you have to overcompensate, over explain why you're saying no. As a goddess, we stand in our desires and the pleasure. Another way it looks like is walking into a room and feeling worthy just as you are. This is literally the standard of self love and your energy because you understand that your energy is powerful. People you get to share that with get to bring more into your life and you get to give more into their life. It is peaceful friendship, peaceful marriages, peaceful in the home because we understand the self love in our energy. Self love is an energy shift. When you shift into an energy of deep self worth, everything around you starts to match that frequency. So, goddesses, I want this more for you. I want you to step into the three self love standards that you should embody: self love in your body, self love in your boundaries, and self love in your energy. Then you may be asking, okay, how to embody a goddess energy that makes you magnetic? So I want to walk you through ways you can bring this into your daily life. How do we start loving ourselves in a way that elevates everything? Because here's the truth: self love is an active choice, not just a thought. Self love is a choice that we make every day. When you wake up and you look in the mirror, you have the choice to say, ooh, you look amazing. I love you. You have the choice to eat something healthier. Yes, you have to run for work. I get it. But you get to decide how you get to move your body today. It is an active choice. Every day, you have to make micro decisions that reinforce your worth. This means saying no when something doesn't feel aligned. You get to choose experiences, people, and environment that makes you feel elevated. And don't be afraid to walk away if it does not align. And one of my favorite way to actively choosing self-love is allowing myself to receive. Allow yourself to receive. I want to touch on receiving for a moment because this is something so many women struggle with. And the thing about it, true self love means allowing love, abundance, and compliments to flow to you, whether it is from yourself or somebody. So when someone tells you that you look beautiful, accept it. When someone offers to help, receive it. I could change a tire, it will take me a few minutes. But if someone decides to say, hey, I want to change your tires, I will say, yes, thank you. So you have to be able to allow yourself to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more you affirm to the universe, to your partner, to yourself, that you are worthy of being poured into. And see people pour even more into you. The things you think that will hinder you will be the most powerful in your life. Oh, I don't want my husband to think that I'm helpless. But when you allow him to give to you, He's going to want to give more because men feel love by when you appreciate the fact that they are giving to you. When you open to receiving and you say, thank you for dinner, I appreciate you, they feel more loved and appreciated. And the more they want to do that. But when you go into it and say, oh, you don't have to do that, I'm okay with a $20 bracelet. We have to understand men do what they want to do. If he wanted to, he would. Have you heard of that? So if he wants to buy $1 million bracelet, let him buy $1 million bracelet. Let him give to you, whether it is a sandwich from Publix or $1 million bracelet. We'll have the same appreciation for it. Compliment, ooh, you look beautiful. When you love yourself, you know that you look beautiful every day, no matter what. But when someone say it, it's like cherry on top. And you still get to receive that. When it comes to self-love, I want you to know it is just the beginning. The standard you set for yourself is the standard the world will meet you at. If you're ready to embody this energy, I invite you to join me deeper. You could screenshot this episode, share it to your Instagram stories, and DM me your biggest self-love shift from today. And stay tuned because next episode, we're talking about the art of flirting and effortless attraction. And I know you won't want to miss it. For now, if you want to connect deeper, follow me on Instagram. Keep an eye for the membership. And of course, if you want to work on a one-on-one capacity, I do have 3 one-on-one spots open. Let me know if you want to snag one. But until next time, stay magnetic, stay devoted, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Champagne Empress Podcast. Ciao.